You know, the job of a developer is changing, and it's changing faster than ever. It's not really about just writing code anymore. It's about this big evolution, from being a coder to becoming something, well, something more, an AI orchestrator. So what on earth does that even mean? Let's dive in and figure it out.
All right, let's just get it out of the way. This is the big question, right? The elephant in the room for every single one of us. You see all this AI stuff and you can't help but wonder, is it coming for my job? So has AI actually eliminated the programmer? The answer is probably not what you think.
So the good news is no. AI has not replaced the programmer, not even close. But it has gotten rid of one very specific part of the job, being a human typewriter. You know, that mind-numbing repetitive task of just cranking out syntax. And honestly, that's great news because it frees us up to focus on the stuff that really matters.
And that brings us to our first big idea. Are we actually seeing the end of the coder, at least as we've always known it? Because the very foundation of what programming is, well, it's going through a massive shift.
Just think about how we used to work. It feels like 80% of our brain power was spent wrestling with syntax, right? Missing semicolons, weird bracket rules, endless boilerplate. That was the past. Now, AI takes care of all that grunt work. And that means our focus can shift completely to the high-level game. We're now 100% focused on logic, designing the system, and 100% focused on verification, making sure what the AI built is actually correct, safe, and solid. We've basically been promoted from assembly line workers to architects.
Okay, so if we're not just hammering out syntax all day, how do we actually steer these incredibly powerful AI systems? Well, the answer really comes down to one language that's become the essential tool for this new world: Python.
We really need to start thinking about Python in a totally new way. It isn't just another language in your toolbox anymore. It has literally become the control layer for AI. Think of it like the central nervous system that you use to command, connect, and manage every single piece of an AI-powered application.
You know, you might hear people say Python is the steering wheel for AI, but that's way too simple. A steering wheel just points left or right. This is so much bigger. A better analogy? It's the entire control dashboard of a 747. It's the throttles for the engines, it's the navigation systems, the communications array, all the diagnostic panels. It's everything. That's the level of control Python gives you over AI.
So what does this control layer actually do in practice? Well, it boils down to two huge jobs. First, it's the glue. It's what connects these brilliant AI models to the real world, to your databases, to APIs, to websites. And second, it's the interface. It gives you a direct line to the most powerful AI libraries on the entire planet, like PyTorch and TensorFlow.
And I mean, just look at the heavy hitters in the AI space: PyTorch, TensorFlow, Hugging Face. What do they all have in common? They are all Python first. The entire global AI ecosystem is built on this foundation. So if you want to truly be in control of modern AI, you've got to speak its native language. And that language, without a doubt, is Python. This all brings us to a really important crossroads, a choice that every single developer is facing right now. In this new world, are you going to be a passenger, just kind of hoping for the best? Or are you going to be the pilot, with your hands firmly on the controls?
I want you to really let that sink in for a second. Without a deep understanding of that control layer, without knowing Python, you can ask an AI to write some code for you, sure, but you're just a passenger. You have zero real control, and you're completely helpless when things, and trust me, they will, go wrong. So that's the key question, isn't it? How do you make that leap? How do you get out of the passenger seat and into the cockpit? What does it actually take to become the pilot?
Well, being the pilot means you handle the things an AI is terrible at. There are three big ones. First, you have to spot hallucinations. That's when the AI code looks perfect, but has a deep, hidden logic flaw. Second, you have to debug systems, not just one function. When a complex app breaks, you need to trace the problem from end to end. And finally, you have to verify security. You are the last line of defense against vulnerabilities the AI might have created by accident. These are uniquely human skills. So when you put all of this together, when you master that control layer and you take on these critical responsibilities, that is how you evolve. That's how you become the professional of the future, the AI orchestrator. And here is the absolute best way to think about this. Learning Python right now, it's not like learning a programming language anymore. It's like learning how to read. The goal isn't just to memorize the dictionary, all the syntax and keywords. The
The goal is to gain true literacy so you can understand the complex, powerful stories that these AI systems are telling.
So what is an AI orchestrator? It's a developer who is so much more than just a code writer. It's someone who gets the deep, underlying technology, someone who directs the flow of information, and who masterfully combines their own human intuition with the raw power of AI to build amazing things. Look, here's the bottom line. Your job title on LinkedIn might not change tomorrow, but your mindset absolutely has to. The goal isn't to be the best coder anymore. The goal is to be the best orchestrator, to direct the whole symphony.
And that really just leaves one final thing to talk about. And it's not a statement, it's a question. It's a challenge, but it's also an invitation. The path is there, the tools are ready. So the only question that's left is for you. Are you ready to become the orchestrator?